country. But this week, AJ, you're looking at another new name that I don't think we've covered very often on the show. Might be a little bit more exotic, and that is International Game Technology, ticker symbol IGT. That's
Hmm.
your pick of the week. What do you like in there?
All right, so IGT, based out of the UK, these are the guys that are behind a lot of the lotteries, not only here in the United States, but around the world, right? They have their technology that runs these games. They've got all sorts of other technologies, but this is the company that is like behind a lot of that stuff. And here, let me zoom out a little bit for you here. So, you know, they're trading at a price that I really like. It's low enough that us smaller investors can get in there. And it gives me very good signals on my fast MACD indicator, the indicator that you can go download. It produces these arrows. And, I've got a couple of special things that I put into this indicator, like the ability to choose which price it's calculated on that your standard MACD indicator wouldn't do. And it comes out in this nice arrow. What I like about this IGT is that the indicator is giving us very clear indications of when to trade, right? And it's also giving us very clear indications of when maybe it has a false signal. So I love it when my signals are crystal clear, when they're clear of when to follow them and clear when to ignore them. So that's check mark number one about why I like IGT. But number two, it's coming down, forming another bottom. And so I'm looking for a good opportunity. I got a signal last night, but I'm not getting the follow through so far today. So it may not happen today. It might happen Monday or Tuesday, but I'm looking for the opportunity to go ahead and either buy this stock, or there's actually a substitute call option that looks like it would be the perfect substitute, and it would be cheaper, allow us to have more leverage. And that's the International Gaming Tech January 2026. So it's pretty far out in time. $10 strike price. That's pretty deep in the money. Call option. So that's the IGT January 2026 $10 calls. I could see buying a few of those contracts once I get a good signal at a bottom and allowing them to appreciate as the symbol moves up. And then when I get a signal that it's topped out, that's when I'll sell my premium and buy my protection, collar it. And as I've been telling all my program participants, and now I'm telling all of you out there in the internet, um, it's okay if we put our collar on early before we get the signal. You're not going to get the best price, but at the same time, if your collar's on and there's any sort of market wide breakout, once your collar's on, it's you don't have to lose sleep anymore. The trades self-adjust. So it's always behooves you to put the collars on if you think that there's any chance that the price could go crazy on you, that it's not going to be as predictable, which is like every day now. So I love IGT for getting into, kind of this bull type of diagonal debit spread. And yeah, that's why I like it.
Yeah, and that's 2 weeks in a row that your pick of the week is very well priced for, different portfolio sizes. I know sometimes we've looked at the names that are 300 plus, a share stock. This one's 14. Last week, whatever the
Yeah.
ADPTT was at about 8 or 9. So very, very reasonable to execute and test these
For
strategies.
anybody with even the smallest portfolio, you can get into this.
And part of the beauty of using options is you don't have to put up the $15 per share. You're using a
No.
substitute, which is, the logic behind the leverage. And so that's AJ's pick of the week.
I'm
International.
curious, right now, if you were to use the substitute option, that's this guy, it's going for, instead of $15, it's going for $4.95 right this minute. So you can get it for about the third of the price.